let's go through what we have to now, which is, if you could, let's remind ourselves where we are. We're exactly at the halfway point of the course. Not to get people unnerved, just bear in mind, before you blink, it will be Thanksgiving, and right after Thanksgiving or soon thereafter is always our exam will soon there follow. So all of a sudden things will really speed up. So just bear that in mind. Jonathan?
What's the date for our final?
Right now I think it's December 6th. Okay?
Remember, we're not coming on Wednesday.
We are not coming Wednesday, and I still think it's December 6th will be our 14th class. Okay, I'll count again to make sure. The final exam, and I'll say this, I'll try to say, if it were possible and if you have an issue, tell me sooner rather than later. I was thinking about starting the exam because of traffic and parking and making sure everyone gets here that week at 5:15 if that doesn't cause alarm bells. But if there's an issue, shoot me an email and say what your issue is. I'll try to figure it out about the final exam. The final exam probably will, same format, 2.5 hours, maybe 2 hours. I don't know yet. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. All right, but in terms of material, the good news for your team is that we're not going to finish the entirety of the textbook, but we'll get pretty far, okay? So the last chapter, for example, deals with the taxation of S corporations. Registration will open soon. If I didn't detract people from pass-through entities, and like I said, pass-through entities may be the hottest commodity ever imaginable come January 1st if this tax reform legislation goes through. So just know in advance that this course, and if you're interested in January, taxation of S corporations will be offered. You might want to get a seat before it's sold out. How's that? But we will not be covering that in this class. So, but you'll be in good shape for that course because many of the concepts are very similar. All right. So just to remind ourselves in context, because we haven't met for 2 weeks, let's just quickly flip pages because we have a fair amount to cover tonight. You guys can, again, chapter 1 is one of those chapters, easier to understand in the rearview mirror. Chapter 2, dealing with contributions of property. Again, I've said this in corporate tax, I'll say it here in partnership tax. 721, 351 is the analog in the corporate area, is not a one-shot deal, meaning you can have a 721 event anytime in the life cycle of a partnership. So even at the very end, you can have a 721 transaction. Similarly, in the corporate tax area, Code Section 351, you can have any time. So sometimes accountants and attorneys mistakenly say, oh, 351, that happens at the beginning or it doesn't happen at all, or 721 happens at the beginning or doesn't happen at all. That's not the truth. Fake news, all right? Aside from being fake news, is the reality that 721 can happen